Hi, everybody. Welcome to the iSpring Solutions webinar series, where every week we talk about e-learning trends, share iSpring tips and tricks, and cover clients' cases. I'm Paulina, a community manager at iSpring, and I will be the moderator for today's session, where we will talk, and actually not only talk, but show you how easy it is to build a course with iSpring in just 30 minutes. So if you are considering iSpring as your solution, or you just purchased a license, this is the go-to session. So again, thanks a lot for joining us. As a presenter, I invited my colleague from Customer Success Department, Pauline Igoshina. Hi, Pauline. Thanks a lot for tuning in. How are you doing today?
Hi, Paulina. I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me for today's webinar.
All right, at this point, I think we are more than ready to begin. So, Pauline, I am happy to pass the mic over to you as well as the presenter rights. Sure,
So,
I'd be
hi
happy to
everyone.
do that.
My name is Pauline and I will be presenting for you today. By the end of this webinar, you will have a better idea of iSpringspace Max tool and you will learn how to work with it. This webinar is perfect to those who are just starting with iSpringspace Max and to those who are trying to decide if iSpring will work for them. Here at iSpring Solutions, we develop digital learning software for mission-critical projects. We have an offering tool and an LMS. We work perfectly together as a complete solution to quickly launch e-learning in your organization. The iSpringspace Max offering tool is mostly known for having zero learning curve. Since it's based on PowerPoint, it's very easy to use. Because if you know how to use PowerPoint, you'll know how to use iSpring. It has a lot of great features for building quizzes, interactions, and dialogue simulations. With iSpringspace Max, you will be working in a familiar environment and will be able to turn your presentations into e-learning courses in just a few clicks. Another highlight of iSpringspace Max is that now you can collaborate with your team on a project. The second solution that we have is our LMS, iSpring Learn. With iSpring Learn, you can launch your digital training portal in just one day, streamline onboarding, promote employee growth, and orchestrate learning across all departments. But today we are going to focus on building a course in iSpringspace Max. So let me get over the agenda of today's webinar. I want to start with you from scratch to show you how quickly you can create an engaging course with video, interaction, and a small quiz in iSpringspace Max. Then I will show you how to upload your course to iSpringspace and demonstrate how to share the course with your team. Great, I'm excited to switch to practice and create a course together with you. And we will be working on a course on a vital topic today, fire safety. But before we move on to practice, let me show you how this course built in iSpringspace Max looks. I have pre-uploaded the course to my iSpring Learn LMS account, and we will take a look at it from the user perspective. So let me close this presentation and start sharing my screen to you. Okay, great. Now I have my iSpring LMS user portal. Let's imagine that I'm an employee, and as a part of my onboarding program, I have to take the training on fire safety in our office. I will start with my user portal, and I see all the courses that are assigned to me. At the top, I have a fire safety course that they're going to create today. So I will click on it to show you how it will work from the user point of view. So let's select our learning module. And in the course, we will learn how to act in case of a fire emergency. You can see the interactive player on the right side, and I can switch between the slides using this panel or buttons at the player. I also have a YouTube video about steps to take during office fires. If I click on it, you can see it's fully playable, fully interactive. Next, I have an interactions with steps. Um, so I can once again navigate using the buttons in the interaction, or I can just use the buttons of a player. Now I have another interaction here, these types of fire extinguisher. I can also click on it there. And at the end, I have a quiz to check the learner's knowledge. This course looks great. Let me close it. And now I have completed the course in the iSpring Learn LMS. If you're interested to learn more about iSpring Learn LMS, we have a dedicated webinar on our YouTube channel. Let us know in the chat box and we will share a link with you after the session. But now let's build the course in iSpring Suite Max. I will minimize this window and I have my PowerPoint app open already. And to start working in iSpring Suite Max, I need to activate my subscription by logging in to my iSpringspace account. This will give me an opportunity to collaborate with my colleagues and get full access to iSpring Suite and content library. To do that, I will click on Login button right here, select Login with iSpringspace, and a new browser page will open. Here, I need to add my account URL. And then you're building the trial. You will have this URL that you can select or change at any time. So now I will click on sign in. And I have been logged into my iSpringspace now. So I can just close this page and go back to my iSpring Suite app. Okay, great. Now I have activated my iSpring Suite and I'm ready to work on my presentation. To make my course more engaging, I will start with adding templates, characters, and their surroundings. Luckily, I don't have to search for all of this online or bother a designer because I can find all of this in the content library, which is part of iSpring Suite Max. And for my course, I will start with templates. So let's click on it. And then you open slide templates, you can find plenty of templates. For example, urban style, orbital, light, harmony, and many others. Each template represents a different ready-made slides on different parts of a course, such as title, main menu, company products, processes, videos, etc. For my course, I will choose the first set of templates and course title page. I'll just click on Insert to add it to my presentation. Now I want to change a background picture. And to do that, I will do right click and select Change Picture from a file. I have prepared a resource folder in advance with pictures and a text file to save time for our today's session. So from this folder, I will select background. Looks good. Now I also want to change the color of this shape to match our presentation better. I can just click on format and select the red one. I think it looks better now. Now I will just copy and paste my course title from the resource folder and the pre-made document. So it's fire safety course. And let's add our description. Okay, that slide looks good. Now I will just do a right click and add a new slide. In my course, I will be creating a step-by-step plan on what to do in case of the fire emergency. And to introduce my learner to the topic, I want to share an instructional video. I will start by adding a background to my slide. I'll go back to the content library and this time choose backgrounds. And since we're talking about fire safety in the office, I will select office background. And I want a background, this computer screen or TV screen. I think this one looks great. So I will just click on Insert and add it to my presentation. Now, there are different ways to add a video to your course in iSpring Suite. You can create a new video, using the narration editor, insert a video file from your computer, record your screen using screen recording, add a YouTube video, or even insert video from the web object feature. In my case, a YouTube video would work best. I will find a YouTube button on the iSpring Suite tab and just click on it. Now, all I have to do is copy and paste a link to my video. Let's also preview it to make sure it works. Okay, that looks great. Now I'll click on OK, and the video will be added to my slide. Let's also resize it to fit our TV screen to make it more engaging. Okay, that looks good. Now, to make my course even more interactive, I will add a character and define a best character. I'm going back to the content library and this time select characters. And iSpring Content Library has a diverse selection of characters that represent different ethnicities, occupations, actions, and even emotions. And we constantly update our content library. So we definitely and always happy to hear your suggestions. And I would encourage you to use characters in your course simply because it creates an emotional connection between the learner and the content, as well as it involves them more in the training process. And for my course, I obviously need a firefighter. And to find this character, I will select one of the filters here. In the clothing section, I will select industrial. And we have a character, Vincent. So let's pick him. And now I also want him to be pointing at the video. So let's select another filter for the action, pointing. Now I just need to select a character that looks the best for this slide. So I think this option would work great. I'll just click Insert to add him to my slide. Now I can resize the character, crop the image to make sure it fits my course the best way. Okay, that looks great. Now I also want to add a word bubble with a video description. And to add a word bubble, I will go back to the Insert tab of a PowerPoint, select Shapes and Callouts. Now I will create a callout next to Vincent. I also want to change the design to something neutral. So in the menu here, I'll just select this option. I'll also move the tip toward Vincent. And now just copy and paste my video description. Okay, I think that looks perfect. I also wanted to tell you about one of the recent iSpring Suite updates. We have added a text-to-speech feature to iSpring Suite Max Toolkit. Now, you can not only record voiceovers for your slides and screencasts, but you can also turn your instructions and descriptions from text to audio narration to make your content even more engaging. Let me show you how it works. I will click on Manage Narration here. And in the audio option, I'll just click on the drop-down menu and select text-to-speech. There you can select from plenty of voices with a standard natural voice, female and male ones. And all you have to do is add your audio, add your text, and our tool will convert it into an audio file. So in addition to our text description, I can also create an audio description, something like this. Okay, this feature is pretty cool. If you want to learn more about it, you can just write us in chat or contact our sales team for more information. So now I will just close this. And this slide is ready. Now, after my learners watch a video, I want them to better memorize the steps on how to act in case of a fire emergency. So I will create interactions for each of the steps which we need to take in case of a fire emergency. I will start by adding a new PowerPoint slide. Let's right-click and choose New Slide. Now I will go to the iSpring Suite tab and click on Interactions. And here, let's just select New Interaction. In iSpring interactions, we have 12 types of the templates for use in a huge variety of training situations. With these interactive templates, you can present your training content and engage your learners. For example, interactions can help you to show the history of a company with a timeline, your product details, or even interactive pie chart with your data. For my course, I will choose steps. So let's select it and create interaction. Now, in the steps interaction, you can start by adding introduction and summary slides. But in my case, I'm just going to copy and paste my steps and a short description. And I will also be adding pictures to my slides. So let's start with adding the first step. Step 1 is to analyze the situation. And then I will add my text here. You can also easily add it and format your text as you would do in the PowerPoint. For example, I will create a list with bullet points in this slide. And to add an image to my slide, I'll just switch to the Insert tab, select Picture, and use one of the images from my resource folder. So I have step 1 here. Okay, that looks great. Now I'm just going to repeat the same steps for all of my other steps. So I have a step 2, call 911, and let's add our description and insert the image. Now step 3 will be to take measures. And let's add the description and insert a picture. Now, as you can see, I ran out of steps, but I still need to add 2 more. And it's pretty easy to do that. I'll just switch to the steps and click on this button right here to add 2 more steps. Now we have step 4, leave the building and add our image. And the last one, do a head count. Okay. Now, our interaction is almost ready, but to see how it will look from the user point of view, I will click on the preview button. And here I can actually preview my interaction and make sure that everything looks great. I can switch then the buttons on the side and also the buttons in the player below. And iSpring Suite also allows you to preview how the interaction will look on different devices like desktops, tablets, and even phones. As you can see, everything works great, but I actually want to change something in the interaction. The player itself here is blue, but our course has a different style. So let me close the preview, select colors here, and let's change the color scheme to something a bit different. I think this preset would look much better. So let's just save it and apply to add this color scheme to our interaction. Let's preview again. Okay, looks much better now. I will close my interaction and now just click on Save and return to add this interaction to my course. Our step-by-step guide is ready. Now, another key component on fire safety training is learning what types of firefighting appliances are there and how you should use them. To help my learners is that I will add another interaction with various types of fire extinguishers. But before we move on to the interaction itself, I'm going to create a slide with a short description. And I will use another template for this slide. I'll go back to the same slide templates menu, choose the same set, urban one, but this time I'm going to pick the company mission because I just like how the parts of a slide look. Let's click on Insert to add it to my presentation. Okay, now I want to change the background to our office picture. I will move the overlay layer to be able to work with the background. Now I can just delete it and I will go to the content library and this time choose backgrounds. This time I will go back to the offices and I want to choose one of the workplace images. Okay, I think this one will work just fine. So let's click on Insert to add it to my slide. Now I will just send it to back. I'll just right click and send to back. I can move back our overlay layer. I also want to delete this icon because it's not a quote, it's going to be just a description. And now I will copy and paste a new title and a description for this slide. So our new title is How to Handle Fire in an Office, and our new description. Okay, now I also want to resize this text and move it to side because we're going to add a character. Okay. Yeah, I think this looks much better now. And I will go back to the content library characters. And we have Vincent in our recent characters already, so I don't have to search for him again. Just click here. And this time I want him to be holding an object. So I'll just select this filter. And I will select one there. He shows the fire extinguisher. Let's click on Insert to add him to my slide. And once again, it's better to resize him and crop the image. So now I'm going to continue this our course. And for our next interaction, I'm going to start by adding a new PowerPoint slide. Once again, do a right click and select new slide. And now I'll go back to the iSpring Suite tab, Interactions. And as you already have seen, you just click on New Interaction. But for this interaction, I will choose Media Catalog. Let's select it and create it. Okay, so for my interaction, I'm not going to use the summary and introduction slides that you can add to this kind of interactions. So I will just need 3 cards for my content. So let's delete the extra cards. I'll just select it and click delete. Okay, great. Now I will add my card description. So let's start with the first one. And our first card is for powder fire extinguisher. And let's also add a description for this tool. And now to add an image for this slide, I will have to click change on this menu at the in the right. So I'll select one from my resource folder. Okay, looks great. Now I will repeat the same steps for my other cards. So I have my second card for carbon dioxide fire extinguisher. And let's also add a new image here. Okay, and the last one. And let's add our last image. Okay, now I also need to change the color scheme so our interaction will fit our course design. And to do this, I will go to the colors again. And as you can see, our custom preset is already working. So I will just click on apply and close to save these changes. Let's click on preview just in case. And let's see how everything looks. So I have my fire extinguishers right here. Okay, great. Now I will click on Save and Return to add this interaction to the course. And I think my course looks great so far. Now I want to add a quiz to check my learner's knowledge at the end. And to create a quiz, first I'm going to, again, add a new PowerPoint slide, right-click, new slide. And now I'm going to select the quiz on the iSpring Suite ribbon. So let's do that. And this iSpring Quiz Maker, you can easily create beautiful assessments, set up custom scoring, and evaluate learners' progress online. And in the Quiz Maker, you can choose between graded quizzes and survey questions. I will choose graded quiz for my course. And first I wanted to show you the questions tab. So let's click right here. You can see 14 different types of questions: multiple choice, true or false, sequence questions, essays, and my favorite, drag and drop question. It gives you almost unlimited possibilities to create effective and pleasant looking assessments. And it's super easy. In the iSpring Quiz Maker, you can switch between two editing modes. Use the form view to quickly enter question and answer text, and the slide view to change the appearance of the slide. For my first question, I will go back to a form view, select question, and use sequence question. In the slide view, I'm going to add the question and the background picture. So for my first question, we have a situation description. So let's add it here. Also get rid all the extra space in the text to make sure it fits my screen. Now I will go to the Insert tab, and we have a content library here, so I'll click on Backgrounds. And to stay on the theme, I'm going back to our office spaces, and this time I want to add reception. And by the way, you can search in the content library not just by the filters, but also by typing the names of the locations or characters in the search bar at the top. So I have a few reception images here. I will just select this one. Click on Insert to add it to my slide. Okay, that looks good. Now, as you can see, our question text is not as visible, so I will add an overlay shape to make it more visible. And I will go to the format and change our shape design to have a background. So let's have a shape fill gray. And okay, I think something a bit grayer than that. Okay, that looks good. Now our question is visible, and it's time to add our answer options. And to add my answers, I will switch to the form view. Now I can just copy and paste my answers here in the correct order. So we have first, second, third step, and the last one. The order in which you add your options will be considered as the correct one for the user response. Now, on the right side here, you can see slide options, and you can use them to change quiz settings. For example, limit number of attempts or time to answer the question. And you can also change feedback easily for both correct and incorrect questions. And not just the text. If I switch to a slide view, I can even change the slide layer and maybe insert some images and add some extra text. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the feedback for the incorrect question. So if I answered it correctly, that's fine. And for the incorrect feedback, I will tell user what is the correct order and the correct sequence. Okay, our first question is now ready. Now I will just preview to make sure it looks good. Okay, as you can see, everything is working. Now, my next question will be a hotspot question. I will ask my learners to identify the fire safety rule violations. In the slide view, I'm going to add my question. And to do that, I'm going to click on Insert and select the Question tab. Let's choose Hotspot. Now, still in the slide view, I will add my question text. So we have our question here. And let's also change the style of the shape. So let's do a gray shape fill as we did for the first question. Now I will switch to the form view, and here I will upload our picture for the hotspot question. Now in the hotspot image, I will just create a shape over the correct response. And in my case, I'm asking the user to identify the rule violation, and it will be the boxes that are blocking the emergency exits. So let's, you can also rename the hotspot image. So I can just rename it to boxes like this. And now let's check the slide view to resize our background picture to make sure it fits the slide, and also send it backward. Okay, perfect. Now the last question will be drag and drop question. And this question type, your creative possibilities are almost unlimited. Once again, in the slide view, I'm going to switch to the Insert tab, select question, and then choose drag and drop. Now I will add my question text again. So same as in the last one. And as you probably guessed, I'm going to change the style of the shape here. Okay, almost ready. Now I will add an office background, another one. So switch to the Insert tab, choose Backgrounds. And once again, select Offices. And I also will use Workplace. This time I need a workplace. There's some computers there. So maybe something similar to what we already seen. Okay, this one has some laptops, looks good. So let's click on Insert to add it to my quiz slide. And now I'm going to switch to the form view to add my, in the slide, still in the slide view, I actually am going to select picture and add our objects. So I have the flowers, fire, and the fire extinguisher. Now let's also resize them to make sure they fit in our slide better. Let's place a vase on a table, a fire over one of the computers, and a fire extinguisher on the wall here. Now I will switch to the drag and drop options. And here for the snap drag item, I will leave any drop target, which means that the user will be able to place the object anywhere on the screen. And for the snapping time type, I will keep it as stack and random. Now I will change to the form view, and I will select the fire as drop target for fire extinguisher. And to do that, first I will add our drag items, which is fire extinguisher and a flower vase, and then fire for a fire extinguisher. That's a match. And our flower vase will not have a match at all. Now, in the question, last thing to do is to preview it to see how it works. So let's click preview and select just this slide. As you can see, we have our office and both options are draggable. In my case, let's start the flower vase first, submit. As you can see, it's not correct. So let's replay the question and now this time use fire extinguisher. Okay, this time we did a great job. So now our quiz is almost ready. And our last step is to customize the result slide for the course. So I will just close the preview, click on quiz results, and there, as you can see, you have both passed and failed pages. At this time, I will customize just the passed page because, of course, we can pass this quiz. Now I will just go to the content library, backgrounds, and select abstract blue shape. Pink. This one looks great. Now just let's click on insert. Okay, great. Now I also want to move over all the objects here. So let's select our text and buttons and move it to the side because I'm going to add a character as well. And for the character, I will select our Vincent again because we already used them for our slide. And I also want him to be applauding because we did a great job. So let's select the one there, he is smiling, and click on insert. Now let's resize this image and crop it as well. Okay, now there is much more you can create using iSpring Suite. Please let us know in the chat box which features you want to learn more about. But for now, we've done a great job in just 30 minutes and we are ready to publish the course. So I will just save this quiz to add it to my course. And now click on publish. As you can see, there are several publishing options available for you. You can just convert your course and save it on your computer. You can also publish the course directly to iSpring Learn LMS, the one option we've seen before in the beginning of the webinar. You can also create a SCORM package that is compatible with many LMSs, or even publish your course directly to YouTube. In my case, I'm going to publish the course to my iSpringspace account. So I'm already logged in. Now I can just change the name of our course to Fire Safety and click on Browse to select the correct folder. So I have several projects here, but safety and security project is probably the best option. So let's click on Select and publish my course. Okay, let's give it a few seconds to upload because we have quite a few interactive elements. So our iSpring Suite will be converting that in a moment. And guys, if you have any questions about creating the courses, if there's still something that you didn't see during today's webinar, please feel free to let us know in the chat if you want to get chat with one of the sales experts who can provide you more information on working in iSpring Suite. Okay, but it looks like my course is now uploaded to iSpringspace, and I'll just click on Manage Content, and an iSpringspace page will open in the browser. Okay, now my course is uploaded, and here you can see the list of projects and courses that are uploaded to the account. Now I want to share the course we just created with my colleagues to see if they have any comments or would like to add something to the course. And to do that, I will click on my fire safety course and then select that it says share. And a pop-up window will open. There I can make this link to the course public. I just need to refresh the page again, go back to our course and share. So now our course is available online, and I can just copy this link that you can see here and send it via email to my colleagues, even those who are not registered to the iSpring account and to those who don't have a license of iSpring Suite. And in order to allow my colleagues to leave their comments on the course, I could add them as collaborators. So let me just close this menu. And in the course, instead of clicking share, I will select collaborate. Now I can choose add collaborators and add people who will be helping me to create this course and maybe leave some comments there. So let's add Stacy, for example. Click on add. And now she's my part of a team who can also see the course and leave the comments. And once they get access to the course, they will see an icon in the top right corner. So let me just demonstrate that. I'll click on the course. And then the person this permission level, they will have this little icon on the side to add comments. So anything I want, basically. Okay, guys, we did a great job today. We created a course using iSpring with Max. There's a video, interaction, and a short test. They also uploaded the course into iSpringspace, and they learned how you can share your courses with your team and learners. Plus, this is just one of many examples of what you can achieve with iSpring, and hopefully now you'll be able to kickstart your online training with our solution.
Perfect, perfect. All right. So, yeah, let's cover there were a couple of questions up at the top that we couldn't cover that I wanted to address to you, Pauline. So, there was one question, I believe, about slide number 4. What was the point to add a background if it was going to be deleted?
So the point was not to add just a background, it was to use the template that has some objects already on the screen to easily edit it and just make sure that all the fonts and text is in the place that I want them to be. Of course, you can create everything from scratch, but template just saves your time on building a content like that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And Nicole is curious if you could show us the administrator view where you would see the results per course.
Okay, Nicole, thank you so much for clarifying this. For the results of the course, I would go to the LMS account because iSpringspace is just a place where you can share your content with collaborators for preview, maybe with your managers who need to give you an approval for the course. If you want to see the course results, you would need to go to the LMS platform, go to the administrator portal, and there okay, let me go back to the admin. And there we have a reports section that I can actually track learner progress on the courses and on separate modules or even get detailed quiz results. So for example, if you're talking about our fire safety course, I can actually select the one that I've just created. So I have in the all materials, I have a fire safety course, and I can see how I did on this course. In my case, like how much time I spent and what is the completion details so you can get even more information.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. And Robert is asking, what is the big advantage, disadvantage compared to iSpring Suite 10?
So I assume Robert is asking about the iSpring Suite standard package versus iSpring Suite Max. So the iSpring Suite Max includes not just a tool for building the content, but you can definitely get with the iSpring Suite. You also get access to the content library and all the characters and backgrounds and slide templates that you use today for designing the courses will become available with the iSpring Suite Max. And of course, access to the space where you can store your courses, there you can share them with your team, collaborators, and preview it before publishing it to the LMS.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. And we also have a question from Adrian about how we can edit videos. Um, and I see that Nadia shared some video tutorials. However, Adrian says that video was not helpful. I have a 1 hour video, sorry, that I need to split 4 times. Maybe we could show just like with a little example.
So to edit any of your videos, Adrian, you can use the iSpring Cam Pro tool. In my case, I can just click on screen recording and create a project, then insert the video from the that you already pre-recorded, and in the iSpring Cam Pro, you can cut your videos, you can crop them, save them as separate individual pieces of video if you want to.
Do you
But
mind
also,
actually showing?
okay, let me just find, okay, this video thing can work. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see if I
Adrian
want to like
says,
10 seconds
yes,
of this
that was
video.
what I was
I
looking
can
for.
then split it. Now I have a separate piece of content. Then I can then like copy, paste. I can delete the rest of the video and just save this new individual video as a separate project or separate piece of content, or even publish it directly to the LMS as it is. So that's just one of example. And Adrian, if you have any other questions and you have a trial with us or you have a license already, you can also contact our support team directly, and they will be happy to assist you with the questions.
Perfect, perfect. All right. I think at this point, since we do not have any other questions, we can wrap up our session. I would like to thank everyone for joining the session today, and hopefully, it's been helpful to you and you were able to find whatever information you were looking for. And if for some reason that's not the case, I would definitely like to advise you to get in touch with our support team. They are super, I don't even know how to describe our support team. They are great and they will be more than happy to assist you with any questions you have. So, yeah. And yeah, I wish everybody a wonderful day and we'll see you at the next webinar. Bye, everybody, and bye, Pauline.
Bye, Paulina. Thank you so much.